Ladies and gentlemen, the Fide 45th Olympiad has begun in Budapest. This tournament has been played by almost 197 countries, maybe more than that, I don't know, but I guess to be exact, 197. It's like a World Cup where all the countries are playing the same sport, and this game has been played in a team. The team contains four players from each country. So yesterday, India was playing against Morocco, and I won't spoil the I won't spoil the results, but I mean most of you who have watched yesterday the whole tournament, I mean they will obviously know the results. But for those who have not watched the tournament and does not know the results, get your popcorns ready because I am going to share you all the four games played by our Indian team. So our Indian team can now the captain of our Indian team is Grandmaster Srinath Narayan, and the team consists of Arjun Rikesi, Vidit Gujarati, Pragnananda, Pentala Hari Krishna. Even Gukesh is also playing, but yesterday Gukesh didn't play the tournament. Didn't play it because there is you can since there is a rule of only 14 players can be played. So maybe Gukesh will play the next one, which is today, the round two. But let's see the round one. So here we go. Also, by the way, I'm going to show you the women's team as well, our Indian women's team, where in our Indian women's team, I think the coach is Abhijit Kumte, and the players are Tanya Sachdev, International Master Tanya Sachdev, Divya Deshmukh, Vantika Agarwal, Harika Drunavali, and also Vaishali. I think yesterday Harika didn't play it, and instead I guess Vaishali and the other 14 players were playing. But today she might play the tournament, who knows. But also in the women's section, if we see in the women's section as well, the all 197 countries are playing it. I mean, this is such a big event. I mean, and all the like, there's no like such category. Like any player can play. Like for example, there are some unrated players who are participating in this event. There are some below 16, 1700 rated players who are playing in this event. Like this tournament is a chess party in itself. So, anyways, let's just sorry for the long intro, but let's just jump right into the games. So here, Pragnananda is playing against Muhammad uh, Tisir, and Pragnananda is playing with the white pieces, and he starts off with e4. E4, and Muhammad immediately replies with C5, so it's a Sicilian. Now, normally, if you ask me, I usually play C3, T4, so playing the Alapane. I can also play knight F3 and try to go for the delayed Alapane by playing C3 after knight F3. So, I mean, usually I play that, but since this is a grandmaster level game, so obviously they will follow the theory. So knight F3, d6, d4, takes, and now knight f6 has been played. Now after knight c3, you can always go bishop g5 ideas. You can also play e6. You can play bishop c4. There are a lot of things. So here knight c6 has been played. Now bishop f5, e6. So this is an open Sicilian. Now queen d2, preparing for long castle. a6 has been played, and next, so that to avoid any shenanigans on b5 square. And now here Prague decided, you know what, I'm going to chop up the knight, and after takes. And the reason why he chop up the knight, because in the end game you already befriended your this pawn to c6. So now whenever because in the end game you should always have connected pawns here on the a and b files, but now you have befriended it and divided it, and so like, yeah, now in the end game, if you make it through the end game, then this is going to be very difficult for black. And also, if you look at the pawn structure for black, okay, I mean this pawn structure, if it was on these three squares like c and d and e square, like c5, d5 and e5, then I mean it could have been called a passive, sorry, an active pawn structure for black. But now here it seems like a little passive. So White decided to long castle, and this is kind of a risky play by white, because now after rook, now the rook can be opened on b8, and the queen can jump on to a5, and also there is a sneaky d5 move, so that you are opening up your bishop, try to put some pressure on white's king's head. But Prague is a like very strong player, so he has calculated, he has seen all these things, so because of which he long castled. Bishop e7, now black preparing to short castle. So here white decided to chop off the knight, um, and here I guess taking with the bishop also could have been good, because taking with the bishop is you are like putting an eye on this whole diagonal, but taking with the pawn is even more good. So he took with the pawn out anyway, because now you will always have rook g8 and try to open up the rook file to make an attack. But now here after white plays bishop c4, which is a good developing move, black short castle. And when I saw this for the first time, like when I was watching it on TV, I mean, it was on YouTube, but I was like, no, I had that Fire TV stick and whatever, and I just connected it in and watched on TV. So, but when I saw this, I was like, wait, what does Black really wants to do that? Like, why? Why would you put your king in under danger? Because now Queen h6, Rook d3, Rook g3 is coming. Bishop can slide back to d3 for e5 ideas, for some made threats, and even this rook can at some point jump on h3. By the way, this will happen in a very magical way. I will show you. So king queen h6, king h8, and now rook d3. The idea is to go rook h3, and after rook g8, now rook h3, threatening mate, and obviously he's an international master. He would see it, and here he played rook g7. I don't know why it's marked as a great move. I mean, this is a only forced move to protect the mate, but okay, I mean, whatever, chess.com. So f4, which I really like this move. This is an aggressive move. You are clearing a square for your rook on rook, and now watch how this rook will come on this square. No, just watch what happens. How Brock does. Queen g8. So queen g8 is to just double protect this pawn and the mate. Rook g3, which is a good move by the way. Also, the idea is if you take, I will take, and now you can't take back because boom, this is mate, buddy. So, so now rook b8 is played. The idea is to go rook b4, but I mean, I don't think that's a good. That's a dangerous move for, like, I mean, this is not a scary looking move because you always have a3. So I don't know why. And now here, I think white played queen h5 just as a waiting move, I believe, because I don't know what's the idea behind this move is. Rook b4 immediately, so as the idea was explained. But now after bishop d3, okay, obviously bishop d3 was has to be played first, not a3 first, because you hang your bishop gg. So bishop d3, and also this is a very sneaky move for some, some shenanigans. But now c5, this is the first mistake by black. I don't know why c5. I guess his idea was to open up this bishop, so put his bishop on d7 and try to, I don't know what's the idea was, but now a3 immediately played, rook goes back, and now rook f1. Now look, as I said earlier, I will show you how Prague magically puts this rook on this square. This is number one, so rook g8, rook g6, rook f3, queen g7, rook h3, bishop e7, and now rook g3. Did you see? Boom! He just magically puts his rook on h3. Like what? What? How did he do that? Well, this is Prague's magic. So anyways, now rook g8, so trying to put pressure on this file. King b1, which is a very good move. You are saving up your king. And now a5. Now black, I don't know what's black's idea here is, because black is, it's very difficult for black to hold this position. And now here Prague played very solid, very aggressive move, f5, attacking the rook. So black has to take the rook, so takes, and now knight c5, which is also a great move. You are attacking the bishop, and I mean, if you take the knight, I will take back, and now bishop is open, and now this pawn is hanging. And how will you defend your position, bro? You're asking questions to black, so takes, and now this bishop is open, and now, yeah, rook e8, and now you take the pawn, and this is just completely game over for black, because black is Black doesn't have any moves in this position. His only motive is to how to defend the mate. And now after queen e2 and queen f8, um, black just resigned because I mean, what can you do? What else can you do in this position now? Because now white will start to play along in the king side. You will just try to push your pawns, and this side is always under threat. So also you can play g4, g5 at some point in the game. And so yeah, this is this game over. What a game by Prague. This was the game was. Prague scored 1 point for his team. Now let's jump to Arjun Enriquez. I'm just gonna flip the board. Sorry. Um, Arjun Enriquez is playing as a Fide master, Elpilia Jacques or Jakes, I don't know. And here, White started off with d4, knight f6, and c4. It's like an Indian game, I believe, right? I'm yeah, Indian game. Thank God I remember the openings, man. Otherwise, yeah, you guys would have just e6, knight c3, bishop e4, e3, opening up the bishop. Now this game is a crazy game, and you will see why I'm calling it a crazy game, because now b6 has been played. You are trying to go for bishop b7 ideas, and yeah, knight e2, knight e4, very good move, taking advantage of the pin. Although I mean I'm not sure, but yeah, I'm sorry, I'm just so thirsty. So yeah, knight and yeah, bishop d2, and now you take, and now you shot castle. Black is doing fine here. Black all, but the problem for black is this knight. This knight doesn't have a good square. Like knight a6 is not a good square. I mean, okay, you can put your bishop on here and try to target the c4 pawn. a3, bishop goes back. g3, trying to play bishop g2. Now bishop to b7, the initial idea, and also stopping bishop g2. Also attacking the rook, by the way, at the same time. So e4, knight c6, queen d3. So far so good. So far both sides both sides are just maneuvering pieces. Now b4. This is a crazy move. This is an attacking move, crazy move, threatening b5. And now here you won't believe what Arjun played. Arjun sacrificed the bishop. And I mean, when I saw this, I was like, what? I mean, I understand why he took the pawn with the bishop, like he's giving away the bishop, because after knight takes, you are always having some crazy ideas, and then king side is weak. But now after takes, Arjun missed this move. Now the knight is under attack, the bishop is under attack. I mean, okay, you always have c5, but here you won't believe what his opponent played. His opponent played rook takes a6, and I was like, what? He's just giving away the same exchange. I mean, like, what the like, what is this game even? Like, okay, knight takes, and now Arjun is back in the game. I mean, for those moments like this, these are the crucial moments. Like this moment, at this point, I will like, this was just, I don't know what to say. Like, Arjun likes to play risky chess, so that's why. So now b5, knight b4, now bishop g7, bishop g2. Now Arjun has to play very calmly, because he can't take any more risk now, because the game is going towards the end game. So after, so now here black decided to chop off this, and now here I guess he should have just taken, his opponent should have taken with a pawn instead of taking with a knight. I guess taking with a pawn, or taking with this pawn, could have been more better, because you won't take with this pawn because of this, but also taking with this pawn, you always have d6 ideas for some, but yeah, taking with the knight is some dubious move. Knight takes, pawn takes. Now rook e8, you have this open fire, the knight is pinned. Queen d3. Now you can just start to push a5, or maybe a6 b5. So b5 immediately by Arjun, and I guess you can't take, because then you have check, and just You have everything falling apart. So white has two short castle, and now b5. Sorry, b4, and now d6 is a good move because you are attacking the rook. Rook will come to b8, and but it's a mistake. I don't know why it's a mistake. I'm not really sure, but I don't trust chess.com engines to be honest. But yeah, knight f4 is also a miss chance. I don't know why, but I guess the idea was engine is saying knight c1, but because I don't know, because the stop just b3, but I always have a5, a4, and b3 ideas. I mean, I don't know. B knight f4. That's why I don't like engines to be honest. Engines just suggest some random shit moves which you won't even find in your not only this life but in your afterlife as well. But yeah, queen f6, queen b3. Now both sides are playing some chess which I can't even explain. Both sides are making some mistakes according to each other, but I guess both sides are just maneuvering pieces, and Arjun is doing pretty well because now you always have a5, a4 ideas. So also you are winning back the d, you are winning the d6 pawn, and now you are just, I guess, one, two, three, four, five, six, seven. One, three, four. You're just 3 pawns up, dude. I mean, you, even though you have given up an exchange, but in the end game, like yeah, now queen f6, and the idea is, I guess, to play queen a3 at some point. So rook d1, rook e7. The idea is to go rook e8. Also, you can play even d6 so that you can play rook d7 to double up on this stack. So king g2, queen a3, but white won't trade the queens because if you trade, you are just immediately lost. Queen b1, b3. Arjun is now trying to push this pass pawn. How will you stop it? And now queen f5 is a mistake. I guess his idea is to go some, like, I don't know. I mean, like some bishop e4 ideas, but I mean bishop e4, but still it's not so easy. Queen a6 back, knight d3, queen f6. He wants to trade off the queen somehow, and now here white accepts the trade, and after takes. This is, I don't know why white traded, because now you always have a5, a4, b4, b2, like some crazy pass balls you can't stop. You can play even rook e2, rook e2, rook e2, b2 ideas. So king f3. So I guess his idea was indeed to stop rook e2, but now b2. What you gonna do? I mean, you can play rook, I guess rook b1, but now rook b3. Now you are pinning this knight, but the king, the knight is under attack. Bishop goes e4, and now d5. What a move by Arjun. Arjun is just going all in. Now if you take, I guess, I don't know what's it to take. Okay, so c4, and now you're winning a piece. Takes rook a3 simply, and now rook, after rook d2, king g7, and now king f4. You can just take the knight, bishop to f5, and check. Arjun gives check, but now you are just exchange up. You are two rooks against a rook and a bishop, and also you are just a pawn. Now you have this a nice passer, and how will you win this position even? So after rook e5, um, also after rook e5, also you are losing another pawn, and I mean white just resign. Although I'm not sure because you can always a bishop takes a d3, or maybe I don't know, but yeah. I guess the bishop is just trap, or maybe if after bishop h3 you are winning the pawn. So Arjun just win, and Albelia Albelia, sorry, resigned the game. What a game by Arjun as well. It was a very lucky game. Like if we watch at this point, Arjun was completely losing, but just this one mistake costed the whole game for for white. And what a game by, what a conversion, I would say, by Arjun. And yeah. Anyways, let's jump to the next game, which is Vidit Gujarati playing against Pierre O'Keefe, who is a Fide master. And here Vidit just crushed, like he just crushed his opponent. Watch e4, e5, knight f3, knight c6. Now, usually, if you ask me, I also have a video on this. I usually play the Panziani. I play c3, d4, and which is a very rare opening, but a good opening. So With it played Ruy Lopez, d6, and now d4, bishop d7, takes, and now knight takes c3, and now after knight f6, you can just simply short castle, bring the rook to e1. You can even play d5, but okay, after d5 you don't want to play d5 and play, because black always a bishop d7. He can keep the bishop pair and play bishop g4, something like that. So queen e2 is also a good move. You're kind of, in the line of the king, opponent's king. So, and here after e takes d4, knight takes d4, black played a very dubious or a sus or an interesting move, I won't say. He played bishop d7. He was, I think his idea was to, like, I want to defend, I want to keep the bishop pair, and I want to stretch this game to the end game and try to go for the win. But with it is with it. You can't really play these games against him. So bishop f4, bishop e7, white long castle, black short castles, and now rook g2 and rook g1. And now the idea is for just simply g4 g5, h4 h4 and h5 ideas. Some crazy attacking ideas by white. And now here black decided to sacrifice a pawn or give a pawn away. I don't know why. With it said that okay, I will happily take the pawn. What's the big deal in it? Rook e8, and now g4. Now g5 is coming. Now black, how will black deal with this attack? Because now the rook is dominant of this file. Rook b8, and now knight goes back to d4. Also black can also now put an attack on white's king side, but and I mean, look at this bishops. This bishop doesn't have this square, also this square. The queen is, the queen has to go to c8 first and then a6, and I mean not even a6 because the queen is covering this. Like, what's the attack for black? Black just has to defend. So queen c8 has been played indeed, I guess, to just attack this pawn. But I mean, you can just play g5 counter attack, g5 immediately. Oh, sorry, my bad. Sorry for the spoiler. So after g5, knight g4, knight f5, takes, knight goes to e5, and now look at these pawns, and now h4 is coming, now h5, like, how will you defend it? Look, even f6 is a nice idea. You can just rip open the king and just, yeah. So here white decided to chop the knight and now go for f6. Look at this, f6, rip open the king's, and now has to go back because, I mean, again, what's the, I'm so sorry guys. Yeah, my computer is very glitchy sometimes. So here I was saying that if you take, you will take with a check and you win the bishop. So takes, and now after queen f5, you have knight e4, queen f4 check, king goes back to b1. Now if you notice that even white's king is not so safe, to be honest, but black doesn't have an attack. That's it. White is too ahead of attack. White can now go rook d7, bring your other rook to d1, trying to go for like some ideas. After rook b6, white, as I said, rook b7, he played immediately that, trying to put pressure on this pawn. Rook e6, and now h4. Also, I mean, I don't think you can really take this pawn, because you will take this pawn and you are just going to trip some. So king h8, and after takes, a5, a3. Now you can also play rook d1 and try to bring your other rook. So after h6, and with it indeed played rook d1, and here black resigned, because after rook d7, how would you stop it? Like, if you can't even take the pawn, because are you crazy? You are going to rip open your king on this file. Like, yeah, what a game, crushing game by Vidit. Played like an absolute beast. So, and now we are going to jump on the last game of the men's section. So with that, Team India was 3 out of 4. Now the last game was still pending. 3 out of 3, sorry, not 3 out of 3 out of 3. And in this game, Hari Krishna just took the soul out of this poor 2016 rated player. He's even untitled, so just see what happens. E4, c5. Hari Krishna playing the Sicilian, knight f3, knight c6, bishop e5, d6. All theory, all everything is theory so far. This is the canal attack. If you see, if this is a canal structure. So bishop goes back, bishop to g4. Everything is seems very theory. So here black decided to chop out the knight. Queen takes g6, a4, bishop g7. So like so far so good. Black will try to short castle now, although this knight doesn't have a great square. The knight has to go to f a3, and also if you want to go to c3, then you have to play c4. That's the main motto. So knight a3 has been played indeed. So short castles, queen goes back. But I'm not understanding why white is playing like that. Like, look at the pieces. This piece is doing, the queen is jumped to this square, the rook is on this square. I mean, okay, the rook is just controlling the point, but what about the bishops? Look at these bishops. This bishop, I mean, has the square, but it's no use. There's nothing happening on these two squares, right? Knight goes to d7, knight goes to c2. Like, look at this, look at this. What is he doing? What is white doing? What is white's initial plan? He wants to go knight e3, I guess, at some point, to go for knight e5 ideas. Queen b6, d3. So opening up this bishop finally. Sorry, opening up the bishop. Rook b8 and now knight d3. The following the idea. Now the idea is to go knight d5. So queen goes to d8, stopping any of that. Queen c2, and now Adi Krishna said, you know what? Enough shenanigans. Let's just play chess. And now he played b5. Now he started to put an attack. Takes. Now white can also have a simple idea. You can play rook a6, trying to go for bishop d2 and rook a1 ideas. So bishop d2 has been played first, and after queen c8. Now white is also white. If you notice, white is playing on both sides. White is playing on this side. White is playing on even this side. So e6, king h1, b4, rook b1. Look at this. Both sides are attacking. Both sides not attacking. I mean, white is kind of defending. Usually black defends, but in this position, black is just too strong. Queen c7 and now rook f6. The idea is simple. I said rook a1, knight b6, bishop e2, and now rook b queen b7. I don't know why. I mean, you should go rook ba1, but here instead he went all the way back from a to a6. So d5 takes, and now bishop f3, trying to put some pressure here. But now queen d7, bishop g4 attacking the queen. Queen goes to d6, and here white made his first mistake. Okay, so you wanted to defend this pawn, right? You want to defend this pawn, but I mean, you can play something like, I don't know, like this knight doesn't have a square. Instead of going to f1 or maybe d1, your bishop is controlling this square, this pawn. I mean, you played f5, thinking that okay, I want to rip open black's king side, but what about you open up queen's diagonal? How will you stop that? Because now d4, what a great move by Hare Krishna. Look at this, knight c4, takes, and now you would take the pawn, and look, takes, and you won't take back, obviously. You will go b3, which is what Hare Krishna went. b3, queen c1, and now queen d3, following for oh, sorry, my bad. I don't know why my computer is like that. I'm so sorry, man. I'm so sorry, viewers. I'm so sorry. But anyways, I mean, the game was already over. So my idea, so here queen d3, the idea is, if like, not the idea, but like, let's say queen g3, and yeah, so bishop d1, I think he missed that, and now the queen f1. White resigned, because now I mean, after king h2, you always have, I guess, bishop e5 check, and attacking the king. Just what a game by Hare Krishna. Strong game. And with that, Team India won against Morocco with 4-0 points. So 4-0. What a game by, what crazy, yeah, crazy games by all the players. And today they will be facing against, they will be playing against Iceland. So I guess Iceland or Czech Republic. I have to check. So, but anyways, good luck to them. So let's jump onto the women's section now. Now, Grandmaster Vaishali Ramesh Paul. So, Pragnananda's sister, she's playing with the black pieces. So, her opponent Adani Clark, who is 1919 just WFM, plays d4, knight f6. So, this is an Indian game, as we saw in the original Legacy game, I guess. So, knight f6, so e3, d5, knight f3, a6, which is an interesting idea, which is very rarely played, this a6 idea. But now queen c2, b6, knight c3, bishop b7, takes takes. So this is all theory going on so far. White shot castles, black shot castles, and now e4, trying to break down the center, trying to threatening e5, threatening, I mean also opening up the bishop. So I mean obviously you will take, and some piece trade happened, and now knight d7. So also the idea is to protect this rook. This rook was hanging, attacking by the queen. Bishop g4, bishop g5, attacking the queen. Queen e8. You won't play f6 obviously because you don't want to weaken your king's tag, right? King, queen to c6, and queen e6 has been played. What a move, by the way. Queen e6 is a very tricky move. You're threatening bishop h2 check, so winning the queen. What a tricky move by Vaishali. King h1, rook e1, rook e8, rook e1, and now knights. Like, look, what is this move? Like, look at this move. Like, white is attacking her queen, and she is like a fearless lady. She said, you know what? You are attacking my queen. Guess what? I had knight b8 attacking your queen. Now, what you going to do? Queen goes to c3. Now, queen d5, a3, h6, bishop goes back to d2, and here Vaishali is completely under control. She doesn't have any fear of the position because this position is completely winning for her. Not winning, but let's say very comfortable for her. Now here White made the first mistake, knight e5. Knight e5 is the first mistake. Well, because you always have knight b3. Look at this. Her idea was always knight b3, and she indeed found this move, knight b3, rook d1, and here she took the pawn. The pawn is hanging. Knight c4, and now what a move! What a crazy move by Vaishali, attacking the queen. Like, queen goes back, and now here bishop takes h2, and I'm not sure why she played that. I can't really explain. As a 1551 rate, classical rated player myself, I can't really explain why she played bishop h takes h2. Probably here she could have just, like, I don't know, play 90, like 94, or maybe knight f4. Knight f4 looks pretty cool because you are attacking the g2 square. So this could have been a great move, but bishop h2, and now bishop f4, which is a mistake. I don't know why, I mean, I don't know what's her opponent is playing now. Knight d4, also she is under pressure. Her opponent is under time pressure. Vaishali is playing very calmly. Rook takes, and now after queen c1, bishop takes, queen takes, and now queen h5 is almost getting mated. Like, if you, let's say, go queen h2, I have, boom, you have to go there. And now, I mean you can play rook e1, or I don't know, maybe you can just play queen h, yeah, you can just play this and this. What a game by Vaishali. Like, this is why, like, she's like, look at this, the way she plays, almost the same Pragnanda plays. They both have the similar playing style. They both play very aggressive chess, as I would say. So what a game by Vaishali. So moving on, with that, she managed to score 1 point for her team. Moving on to Divya Deshmukh's game, very strong player, I am, and she starts off with c4. So the English opening, e6, interesting opening, interesting choice. Normally you would go e5, so knight c3, d5, d4. It's like a queen's gambit down. It's like a queen's gambit, I believe. So c takes d5, e takes d5, queen b3, c5. So putting some attack, and now you take on d5. So it seems like a free pawn, but you take on d4 immediately, takes, and now knight d5. Now you can always play bishop d2, trying to take the control of this diagonal. So bishop e6. So first you save your knight. Now bishop b4. Now you have to trade off the bishop. Knight f6, g3, knight c6, bishop g2, and so far so good for white. I mean, so far as you can see, Divya is just playing very fast because she's still in her prep. Bishop takes h3, knight takes h3, knight check, bishop takes, rook takes. She's still in her prep, if you can see. Rook c1, h6 has been played, and now rook c5. The idea is, I guess, to play rook f5 maybe, or maybe rook c1, trying to double up on the stack. King c7, and now knight f5. So threatening check or something, but check doesn't. I don't know. Check is also a good move. Rook e8. So h4. Now Divya is playing along. Now the prep every prep is over, and now you just have to play along. So f6, h5, stopping any g6 or maybe g5 ideas, because you always have the opposite. So rook e5, rook c1. I mean, her opponent is giving a very good fight. So king d6, rook c4, rook b5, rook c2. So far both players are playing very perfect chess. Her opponent is not making any mistakes, which is why, I mean, this is just very great. Like, yeah, rook e5, a3, rook g5, and I mean, obviously you are stopping any f3, f4 ideas, because then this pawn will be hanging. So king c1, king e7, king b1. So now they are saying, you know what, I'm going to play along this square, this side. So, and black is saying, okay, if you're playing along that side, I'm also coming there. So king a2. I mean, look at this. At this point, black is just shuffling her king b1. Like both sides, like this, like black is happily playing for the draw, but white is like, no, I don't want to play for the draw. You are just lower rated. I will play for the win. And now king a2, rook goes b5, rook d1, trying to pressure out this pawn. King f7. So now her opponent is getting her nerves. Also, she's under time pressure. So rook a5, king b1, rook b5. The idea is now to just play rook d2 maybe, rook e5, rook d2, rook goes to e7, knight king a2, rook a5, rook b3. Both sides are just shuffling their pieces, and now rook b5. Now interesting. Now white is like, okay, I will try to go for the rook pawn endgame, rook knight pawn endgame. I will try to go for the win. Rook c2, rook e5, b4, king e8, rook d2. Like both sides are just shuffling their pieces, and like here a4, but I mean takes, and now king b3. It's a mistake, but it's not kind of a mistake. It's like not a losing mistake. It's like a drawish mistake. Now e3 is a very good move. You're taking control, like taking advantage of this pin along this file. So, and now here her opponent made a first blunder. Not a blunder, but a mistake. I mean, both are almost same. Rook e4. Knight d2 has been allowed, and now you are trying to go for the pawn. You are winning a pawn. Now king c7, another huge mistake. Now you take, and you're just a pawn up in the end game. You're just going to play for the win now. f5, king c3, king d3, takes, and now, like, yeah, this is game over for black now. One mistake just costed the whole game for the WIM Rachel Miller. And now with the pawn up, and okay, black can also try to go for the pass pawn, but this is some yeah. Now after two pawns up, now when white has a passer, black has a passer, whom you going to stop? h3, rook h5, rook b1, b6, king g6, takes, and now this is just game over for black, because white is just two pawns up. White is going to win this anyway. So king f4, and yeah, just try to shuffle, and now, yeah, just mate, not a force mate, but almost getting mate, because now you're going to promote on like e7 e8, and What a conversion by Divya Deshmukh. Like, kudos to her opponent as well. Like, her opponent played extremely well until that small mistake where she allowed Divya to win the pawn and to trade off some materials. Otherwise, Divya was like, this was a complete draw game by both sides. But yeah, what a game by Divya. Up next, we had the final game. I was going to cover Vantika's game, but Vantika's game ended in a draw, and there wasn't much fun happening, to be honest. So yeah, this game is a very good one. Tanya Sachdev against Gabriela Watson, I believe. Yeah. So E4, sorry, D4 starts off with by Tanya, and D5, C4. So it's a Queen's Gambit, Queen's and C6. Now this is a Slav defense, Slav opening. Now Knight F3, Knight F6, Knight C3, takes, and now A4. Bishop goes to F5, so opening up the bishop. Knight to E5, and now E6, trying to open up the bishop. E3. Both sides are playing some openings now. Here white wins back the pawn. Now bishop to B4, bishop E2, trying to short castle, and both sides after castling. Now the queen B3 has been played. Queen B3. I'm not sure why queen B3, but maybe you could play, I guess, bishop D3 and then try to chop off and try to put some pressure. But okay. Queen C7, F4, Knight B6, Knight E5, and both sides are shuffling the piece. Although white is ahead of activity, white is a very strong structure, as you can see. Bishop D2, bishop takes C3, pawn takes C3, and now the queen is file is open. Now you can play rook B1 and try, not now obviously because the bishop is covering. So after bishop D3, let's say if I win both sides just straight off, rook b1 and just go for this. So knight e4, bishop goes back to e1. So Tanya wants to, by playing this move, Tanya saying like, I want to keep the bishop pair throughout the game. So knight d5 is another mistake. C4, good move, opening up the bishop. So knight goes back, and now bishop d3. I mean, I'm not sure, but I guess you can just play c5, right? C5, you are just stopping any b6 ideas, and okay, I guess c5. What Tanya thought is after c5, I'm giving my opponent a great square for the knight to put. So maybe because of which she didn't consider c5, so she played bishop d3, rook d8, and now fg4. She is like, okay, enough is enough. I'm going for attack. I don't care. So bishop goes all the way back, and now queen c2, trying to put some pressure on this knight. F5, and now takes, and now king h1. Like Tanya is not playing proper chess. Like she's playing very good chess. Like her ideas are very clear to us. Like she wants to play rook g1, trying to put some, pressure along this file. And but yeah, after rook e8, now rook g1, c5, and now you push. You don't take, and after rook f6, rook b1. Now the rook b1 idea is to play rook b5, I guess. Not sorry, not rook b6, rook b5. Knight g6, knight goes f5, f3. I'm not sure why. I mean, you can wait. You can just take, right? I mean, look, you take, pawn takes, sorry, you take, knight takes, and then you take the pawn. After takes. Like I think what Tanya missed this, and also you can even, I don't know if you can, no, you can't take this knight because I don't know, but yeah. Knight f3, rook f6, knight goes to d2, queen e7. Like white is completely winning, but it's like the conversion is very tough for white now. So rook b2, some moves, and now you are trying to target this pawn. Rook g2. This is a great move because now you are just showing, like you're just saying to your opponent clearly in her eyes that I am going to attack your king side. What you going to do? Rook e7. I got bishop e2, and also the idea is to go bishop h5. So rook f8, rook f6, bishop h5, knight f8, and now bishop h4. Targeting the rook. You can't play. I mean, I don't know. Like you have to play this takes, and now what a move by what a crazy move, sacrificing the rook takes, and your bishop takes and takes. This is completely game over for black, because now you are like you are a piece up. I guess you are a piece up, and two bishops for one bishop and knight. Yeah, yeah, just a piece up complete. Queen d6, queen b2. The idea is bishop h8 and queen g7, something like that. Knight d7, and now after queen g2, this is just forced mate. You can't go, you have to go there. Oh, sorry, that's a mouse slip. Check. Actually, that's a mate. Sorry, that's a mate in one. So yeah, what a game by Tanya says. This was a crazy chaotic game. This was a chaos game by both sides. Both sides had some chances, but yeah, Tanya was the one who she converted the chance into a winning game. So that's all I have for you today. What a game that was by both sides. And yeah, the Olympiad is going on. Do check out the Olympiad, guys. And also, if you like my analysis, you can like the video and share it to your chess friends, to your families, whoever. You can subscribe to my channel if you want more chess content like this. I will be covering more of this Olympiad games, and all only the interesting games I will be covering. So I have announced it that. So yeah, all right, guys. That's all. Get out of here.